Chapter 1 Kinds and Use Examples of Semiconductor Packages. Aims of Learning. At this chapter we learn why many kinds of packages are needed. Contents of learning. We introduce the history of packages from vacuum tubes to the state-of-the-art packages. Introduce examples of each package with product. Chapter 1-1 Vacuum Tube. An electron tube called a vacuum tube was used before a semiconductor was developed. Its structure is sealed up in the glass tube and makes the inside a vacuum state. The operation is the method to apply the voltage to the cathode, to emit the thermine minus, and to draw it to the anode. A coarse net-like electrode called a grid is installed between the cathode and the anode, and it amplifies or controls. This method is the general triode. Chapter 1-2 Vacuum Tube Radio. Vacuum tubes were used widely in the age of the radio glory. A little time was necessary from switching on the radio to getting the vacuum tube warm, and the hole brought heat when using it for a long time. It is just like becoming hot if the light bulb is used for a while. Chapter 1-3 Transistor. The start of the semiconductor is a transistor. It was developed in the AT&T laboratory in the United States in 1948. At first, germanium was used. It is replaced with silicon from the beginning in 1970, and it has been used to date. The first package form of the transistor was sealed in the cap of the metal, had 3 terminals, and was said to be small wizard with 3 legs. Chapter 1-4 Transistor Television. Transistors were used for the radio for an initial age, and became a boom as a portable radio that worked with the battery in Japan on the glory period. It is the first portable audio. Although the television used vacuum tubes first, vacuum tubes were replaced with transistors. Television of a portable type was put on the market, and times have changed from the times when one family had one television to the times when an individual has one television. Chapter 1-5 DIP Dual Inline Package. When the IC integrated circuit, which formed a lot of transistors on one chip, was developed, many external terminals came to be required, and DIP Dual Inline Package equal the package where leads queue up in 2 lines was developed. At first it was a ceramic package, but it became the package of the resin mold type for cost cutting. Chapter 1-6 Terminal Insertion Type. DIP, SIP Single Inline Package equal leads queue up in 1 line, and PGA Pin Grid Array equal there are pins in all sides are called the terminal insertion type. These are packages of the method used inserting in the wiring substrate. The lead and the junction with the wiring substrate are soldered on the back surface of the substrate. Soldering is performed by putting into a solder tub. Chapter 1-7 Home TV Game Machine. It was an electronic calculator that DIP was widely used, and its game software was in DIP in the first type of the home TV game machine. In the semiconductor factory, the production line was greatly changed according to popular software sale for Christmas sale battles, and a great number of game software DIPs of 1 million piece scale were produced by the Super Express schedule for 2 or 3 days. Chapter 1-8 Refrigerators and Air Conditioners. Even at present, DIP is used for home appliances such as air conditioners and refrigerators, which are comparatively spacious enough to install semiconductors. In DIP the mounting assembly can be done low cost, because the solder mounting on the substrate is easy. Moreover, DIP can be easily detached and inserted between the socket. Chapter 1-9 QFP Quad Flat Package. When IC becomes large scale, it becomes LSI. LSI increased in the number of outside terminals, so DIP couldn't cope with any more. Moreover, the number of installing of semiconductors increased also on the electric equipment, and to install in both sides of the wiring substrate, QFP of the surface mount type was developed. The package thickness also became thinning, about 1 from 3 to 4 millimeters. The surface mount type is called SMD Surface Mount Device. Chapter 1-10 SOP Small Outline Package. Although SOP Small Outline Package equal rectangular package with lead lines of 2 rows lined inside had little number of the terminals, It was also developed because surface mount type like QFP was demanded. It is widely used in the memory product. The mount method is a solder reflow. Chapter 1 to 11J leads surface mount type. PLCC plastic leaded chip carrier and QFJ quad flat J leaded package whose lead is shaped like J has been also developed to fill a request like QFP and SOP, and reduce the loaded occupation area of the package. Its weak point is that a soldering part with a wiring substrate is difficult to check from the upper part. Use ratio decreases every year and it is used only a little. Chapter 1 to 12 Second generation TV game machine. QFP rapidly extended the amount of sales from user-friendliness. A lot of family-use game machines of the second generation are used also for CPU, etc. Then QFP accelerated because the demands such as calculators had become light, thin, short and small products. QFP is the package currently most produced for the reason that there are a number of external terminals from 40 to 400 pins level. Reliability is securable, the solder mounting state can be checked, and the mass production nature is good and the manufacturing cost is cheap even now. Chapter 1 to 13 BGA ball grid array. Since functions of the chip had become complex and compound more and more, it was not possible to catch up with an increase in the number of pins even if QFP was made enlarged, and made toward the fine pin pitch. As this measures, BGA ball grid array equals solder balls are arranged like the lattice whose terminals are formed with solder balls and whose underside becomes usable everywhere was developed. The substrate uses the same glass epoxy substrate as the wiring substrate. BGA has rapidly extended the production amount. Strong and weak points of BGA comparison with QFP. Strong points. The number of terminals is large. Connecting the chip and terminals can be changed freely in the substrate. Weak points. The joint state of solder balls can't be confirmed from the outside. The cost of the substrate is high. Chapter 1 to 14 BGA and QF non-leaded package. As to mounting BGA on the printed circuit board, both-sided mounting is possible in a surface mount type SMD. Moreover, there is also QFN quad-flat non-leaded package where wing lead of QFP is eliminated and only a part of the lead is exposed. Leads of QFN can form from 1 to 3 rows in the periphery. Since a lead frame is used, manufacturing cost is cheap. Story of package where chip is transparent and visible. In order that ceramic package of CCD image sensor, the digital camera etc., may let light pass to sensor chip equivalent to the retina of person's eyes, hermetic sealing of it is carried out with the glass board with the transparent upper surface. Under the present situation, cheap and light plastic package is used abundantly.